Sagittarius. There's something about the astrology of this current time, regardless of when you watch it, that is impacting you. There are things happening that you have anticipated would happen, okay? And finally, you're seeing that come through. And some of these things are explosive, eruptions. These could be eruptions of your gifts or opportunities that suddenly come out of nowhere. This could also be emotions coming to the surface. Something has been simmering for a while. You've anticipated it, and here it is. On the other hand, this energy is also coming through for you in a way that is encouraging you to be silent and stealthy, to watch and observe and wait for the perfect time to act. We have the jaguar, charisma, and shamanic gifts. Just like a jaguar moves through the jungle silently, gets a high vantage point, and then sees what it needs or what it wants, its prey, and gets it at the perfect time, you will too. But you have to move kind of with intention, with purpose, and focus on whatever it is that you're seeking. And it feels like this eruption that's happening in the background or around you could be a little bit distracting. It's something that you see, this eruption of energy, this eruption of opportunities, whatever this is, you see it, but you're meant to stay focused on the hunt, on what you've been after. Okay? Yeah, I also got a message here that you might hear a knock. Maybe this is metaphorical or literal. This could be part of the eruption energy. And when I heard the knock, Spirit said, "Who goes there?" So it feels like before opening the door or saying yes or saying no, you're meant to investigate a little bit more of who this energy is, what they want. You could ask them directly, or perhaps you could ask your guides. But it's important that you identify who's knocking on the door. Maybe this is energy that you're working with, and you want to carefully identify what that energy is. I also got the message that it's a good time for you to see beyond the ordinary. Things that seem mundane and like everyday occurrences have undertones, have an undercurrent of meaning. I'm hearing symbolism or signs, messages in them. And I'm seeing someone go to the post office or the mailbox or check their mail or something like this. Seeing like all the different mailboxes. There's something maybe about the numbers, or there's some significance here. There's that you need to pay attention to. It seems like an ordinary thing to go get the mail or go check whatever, but there's something happening here that you want to pay attention to. See beyond the ordinary. You'll see some kind of pattern as well. Now, I did get a message that just as you are stealthily and carefully watching something that you want or need or desire in your life, somebody is also attuned to your frequency. They have their eye on you, and I'm seeing just one eye, like a patch with one eye, okay? Pirate. They have their eye on you. And I just have to be honest here. I'm not sure I like it. Okay, I'm not sure I like this eye. But we're going to get into it. We're going to pull more cards and see what this is all about. But I did get silently observing. And it feels like the moment that you are aware that this energy is silently observing you, you're meant to act with honesty or speak a truth. Okay? Yeah, there's something about the truth or honesty that is just going to... I'm seeing the eye close now. It's like the eye no longer observes you or watches you. Maybe this eye isn't a person. Maybe it's something else, okay, that is vying for your attention. Could even be the media, I don't know, because it's just one big eye I'm seeing. pirate. Yeah, it's trying to steal something from you. Your attention, your time, or watching something that you're doing. Okay, Sagittarius? So let's get in further and see what's going on with you. Shamanic gifts and eruption. Now, of course, putting these two together, there's a big moment here where you realize how powerful you are spiritually, energetically. And I think you already do know how powerful you are, but it's kind of like you've been holding something back and it's just going to come flooding out. You can't really hold it back anymore or try to silence this gift you have or this power you have. Maybe you've been very careful with how you're doing things, and that's always a good thing. But there's something you're holding back that needs to be released. Okay, let's see. The energies supporting you. We have embrace. Embrace this gift, this energy. Okay, you're embracing something here. And the challenge, illuminate. Yeah, I feel like this is the knock energy. It's like you come with your lantern, right? See how this is the lantern? And you say, who goes there? You shine a light on something that's knocking on your energetic field or offering you something. Maybe it's an actual offer you get. Yeah, because look, it says explore and then chaos. It feels like if you don't ask who's there or what do you want, or clear things up, get down to the truth, act with, speak the truth. As soon as they knock, or ask them to speak the truth, as soon as they knock, then you go on some kind of voyage of chaos. There's something about clearing something up right from the beginning. Okay. Is this making sense? Okay, Sagittarius. All right, let's get in further. I feel like there's a lot going on. Like for you personally. There's many different channels of energy that I could tap into. That's how it feels. Maybe I'll get a little bit more than Spirit. Tell me more about this embrace. What's this embrace? Okay, some of you are, your desire for connection, love, maybe it's friendship, maybe it's romantic, or with an animal, or a child even. Some of you, this desire that you have, it's getting stronger. And it's almost like you can feel the embrace. You can feel the presence of something you desire or someone you desire, but they're not there yet. Maybe this is who's knocking. Okay, tell me more about embrace. Shadows. Okay, that's good. Trigger and shadow. Some of you are embracing your shadow. Okay. That's good. The knock could be you. When these kinds of readings happen, it's like you really got to take what resonates. And I think it's multiple things. I think this knock is for most of you, your shadow knocking, but also somebody else knocking on your energetic field. And then also an opportunity, 3 knocks. Yeah, 3 knocks. What's that song? Knock 3 times. Yeah. So these knocks are related though. These energies are related. The person on the other side who's knocking on your energetic field might be someone who triggers your shadow, or maybe you trigger their shadow. The opportunity might be coming through because you've embraced your shadow and done the shadow work. So there's layers of complexity here to this message, and also to you and your energy. This is why you're coming out as the jaguar. And the jaguar, you know how it moves in the jungle, right? It's like this is how you're navigating this energy. It's like you're watching, waiting. Is this the message for me? Is that the right thing for me? And you have to just trust your instincts, because when you see or get the information that you need, you will know it. And you should pounce on it. You should act on it. Whoa. But then, like I said, there's a distraction. There's an eruption of other things, other fields of energy here. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see, the challenge, illuminate. Some of you might get heated, angry, livid, okay, as something might trigger you. But it's a good opportunity for you to take a look at yourself and ask yourself, why does that piss me off so much? Something just happened to me actually today where something got under my skin. And I was like, ooh, like, come on. Which is a moment for me to like step back and ask myself, what's going on here? And what I figured in this situation is that I feel, let's see, this is part of your message. What do I feel? And this is hard to identify because it's in the shadow. This is probably something you can relate to if I'm talking about it. Well, I guess it's feeling disregarded. But it's interesting because in this situation, yeah, it's like, okay, this is a message for you. And I have a lot of Sag in my chart. So this is probably a message for me too, as all the readings I take are, you know, all are one. But there's something here about someone, and this came through for Aries, someone building you up here or praising you, and then you acting on that praise only to turn around and kind of disregard you. Something like that going on here. Illuminate, observe, and growth. The point here is that something is making you feel maybe a little fractured, disillusioned, triggered, and it's a good opportunity for you to embrace your shadow. Embrace that trigger as a moment for you to reflect, and then understand that there's something in your shadow that doesn't like being felt, like feeling disregarded, and find out if you can deal with this situation in a way that isn't reactive. Okay. You might be dealing with someone who's very charismatic as well. And what? Celebrate and noise. And it's like their company or their presence could bring you a lot of joy in many ways. Maybe you go out and you have a good time, you celebrate, or they're always talking about optimistic type things. But at some point, it just turns into noise, like it doesn't really hold any substance for you, or there's a lack of clarity with this charismatic person. You know, charisma can be harnessed intentionally to mask ambivalence and uncertainty. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's get into your cards. The challenge is to observe your growth. And to observe others' growths. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thinking here about that feeling of being disregarded, and I heard Spirit say, what do you want them to do, roll out the red carpet for you? And that's a good question, right? What do you want them to do instead of what they did or what they're doing that ticks you off? What do you want them to do? And maybe what you want them to do is a little bit more than this person can do. Maybe they're just not at that level. Or maybe it's just asking for something that isn't reasonable. Okay. Let's see. 3 more. For Sag. Okay. Let's see. Your overall energy. These cards would like to unstick. Oh, there's definitely a lot of other people around you. Okay, a lot of other energies. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom, King of Wands, I'm seeing 3 of Cups, the Lovers. Like, there's a lot of people vying for your intention even. Knight of Cups, somebody holding on to your energy. Like I said, there's a lot going on here. So we need to focus in on what it is that we need to see. 7 of Pentacles for your overall energy. I feel like you felt the rumble underground for a long time, or within yourself. You felt this like lava building up in your core, or maybe around you. You knew something was going to blow up. You knew something was going to erupt, whether this thing that erupts is something challenging for you or something that's more of a gift for you with the shamanistic qualities you have. Okay, but you felt it coming. You waited patiently as well. I'm hearing your eye has been on the prize. So there's patience in your energy, which is good because you are being asked to be focused, clear, move with intention, even silently, stealthily. But it may be getting to a point where you've been anticipating something to happen for so long that when the knock comes, like Spirit was saying, you don't ask who it is, you just open the door. And perhaps whoever's knocking does represent an aspect of your shadow. And that's why you need to ask. Like this situation, you know, that rubbed me the wrong way. This person's totally an aspect of my shadow. Like, I know. I already knew that a long time ago. So anytime something happens that irks me, I'm like, oh God, it's like my shadow. You know, it's like dealing with this person is like dealing with my shadow in many ways. And it's not their fault at all. I'm projecting a whole bunch of shit onto this situation. I know that. But it's just something I have to deal with. Work type stuff. So maybe that's a goal for you, is to, when they knock, when they do something, when they make themselves known, try to figure out, does this person represent any aspect of my shadow? Can I like manage the energy, transmute the energy by myself, by, you know, recognizing what the trigger is here, by embracing the trigger and figuring it out myself and growing from that moment in time where I'm irked? Some of you, someone might knock on your proverbial door and they represent a part of your shadow, but maybe that's a part that you don't want to engage with because you've already integrated it. You've already dealt with that part of you. And now it coming through someone else is just like unnecessary. You know what I mean? So perhaps there's somebody here who's really poking at you. And you don't need to respond to it. You don't need to embrace this whole situation and think about it and do the shadow work. You just need to say, you know what, I've already integrated this part of me, and this person, the vibe I'm picking up, is nothing I need to tangle with. Okay? What you don't see coming, the 3 knocks, 3 of Cups. What is that song? Knock 3 times. I think that's come through before. Maybe even in a Sag reading. Let's see. Hey girl, what you doing down there, dancing alone every night? Well, I live right above you. That is interesting because this mailbox situation, it's like the bottom of a building kind of was what I was seeing. Interesting. I can hear your music playing. I feel your body swaying one floor below me. You don't even know me. I love you. This could be a shadow element too. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. It's kind of giving me the chills a little. Okay, so how in my silence I adored you. Yeah, you definitely have somebody here who's got their eye on you. This is why you need to speak clearly and speak the truth, act with honesty, because this person is kind of asking you, knock 3 times on the ceiling, knock twice on the pipe, like send me the message whether you want me to engage or you want this opportunity or you don't, but it's all like coded here. You just need to say no or yes. You don't need to do some kind of Morse code situation to communicate what it is that you want to do. So Spirit is saying, don't overcomplicate something. Don't get into the chaos, or however this person is approaching you doesn't mean that's how you have to respond, because this was very clear. Act with honesty, speak the truth. They're silently observing. Right. So you need to kind of draw the line, make a boundary, or just say yes. If that's how you feel guided, if this is something that you want, don't try to play, I'm hearing the cat and mouse game, just say yes. But there are 3 knocks. Wow, Sag. Who goes there? And you're going to have to figure out which knock is which. Seeing the songwriter, it's Russell Brown. That name is standing out to me for some reason. Like the band is somebody else, Tony Orlando and Dawn, but the songwriter. Right, so it's like there's maybe even with this one of these knocks, there's something under the surface that's guiding this person that you're not sure of or you're unaware of. Maybe their shadow, right? It's like they're trying to communicate with you, but something's driving them to do that. I don't know, Sag. I'm going to leave that there. Let's see. The 9 of Cups for your opportunity. Well, this is good. This is a redirection in the reading, redirection into a different field. This is your wish fulfillment. So let's get a little bit more on this. And that's your opportunity. What are we talking about here, Spirit? Abundance and Source. Wow. Talk to Source, talk to your guides, talk to God, talk to your higher self, whatever it is that you believe in or however it is that you put words to the divine. Commune with that energy, that higher intelligence, that higher consciousness that lives within you and around you, okay? Because there's an abundant amount of information that wants to come through, but also energy to show you a path that leads towards, again, some kind of wish fulfillment, but Spirit's not really showing me what that wish fulfillment is. I mean, it could be abundance, but abundance comes in many different forms. Can we narrow this down just a little bit? What is this wish fulfillment, or this wish, this hope, this dream that Sagittarius has? Transform. Beautiful. This is a butterfly. You have a desire to transform some stuff in your life, or you, to kind of get to the point where you can fly and you don't have to look back, or you don't have to worry about someone stepping on you. I'm seeing a caterpillar and someone about to step on the caterpillar. Yeah, it's like you want to get to this point of abundance where you feel free and you're at a certain stage in your life where you don't have to worry about the things you used to. And the opportunity for you here is to commune with spirit, with source about this, and to receive the signs and synchronicities spirit is giving you. Because it's not just a matter of your sheer willpower, it's a matter of co-creating with the divine and having trust in that co-creation. See these two hands? Okay, so the challenge is the 10 of Cups. Well, you're not impatient. You're showing me you're patient. I don't know. But the opportunity is the 9 of Cups and the challenge is the 10 of Cups, which I'm tempted to say that once you see a little bit of like a taste of abundance coming through for you, you might want it all right now rather than just kind of riding it out a little bit and enjoying the fruits of your labor or just enjoying what comes through and working with that energy. You might seek to go further, and that could be a challenge for you because you're meant to just kind of focus in on the energy that spirit is communicating to you with and giving you. So that could be for someone. Then there's also a message coming through that someone else's idea of happiness, it could be your family, someone else's idea of happiness is not your idea of happiness. Okay? Someone might have a certain long-term vision of what your life should look like. Do you get set up a lot, Sagittarius? Like set up on dates or set up for jobs, or people set you up with things in some way? Is it a good setup or a bad setup? We have structure in reverse. It feels like Spirit's asking you to fine-tune the way you're building your structure. Because I feel as though someone's going to try to set you up with something. One of these knocks, perhaps. Yeah, look, destruction. And I don't think this thing... Well, let's see. What is this thing and what do you want to say about it, Spirit? Connect. And mind. Look at the 3 heads. I feel like something is going to be offered to you, but it's like setting you up in some way. Like, oh, Sag, I know this person who knows that person, or I don't know, like, or you should date this person, something like this. It's happening one way or another. And I feel like Spirit is saying that this is not necessarily how you want to structure your life. Like, there's something about losing control in that moment. The connections you make, be very intentional about these connections. Don't allow just anyone to come through. You know, you want to be open, of course, to meet new people and things like that, but be intentional, you know, so that you can weed out energies that don't belong quickly. Your advice, the Lovers. Yeah, intentional. Be intentional about your connections. And there is a connection here. A big decision that you're making. Let's see. What is this connection, Spirit? fire. Maybe with another fire sign, or maybe it's with this eruption energy. You're connecting with this lava, this gold that's finally coming out. Your own truth. Something about integrity, acting on integrity, speaking with ease. I mean, you're already very passionate. You're a fire sign, right? So you're going to be passionate. And I don't think Spirit's saying you need more fire. But maybe you need to know what to do with your fire. Because it does erupt. And so perhaps it's all about digging out these channels, multiple channels I was saying, right? It's digging out these channels or carving out these channels for the lava to flow so you know where it's going to go. Yeah, the structure. Okay, so the advice to be intentional, try to carve out a path for your passion, and be prepared that you are going to erupt in some way. Okay, like in terms of your energy expansion, or maybe you're going to get angry, but like the eruption's going to happen. So try to prepare of where you're going to direct that energy when it does, so that it's beneficial for you and it aligns with your wish fulfillment for abundance and transformation. And it doesn't follow the path of what somebody else thinks you should do with your fire energy. The outcome in the next 3 months, we have the King of Wands, which of course is another fire card. Tell me about this King of Wands. Nurture, and it does look like this King of Wands is nurturing themselves with how they're placing their hands in their heart chakra, solar plexus, their will and their heart in alignment. So this message is really about nurturing your fire, nurturing your shamanic gifts, nurturing the eruptions that happen, seeing the use and the value in the moments that piss you off and irk you, or being very discerning when you get those knocks so that you know what is good for you and what you could pass on. Okay, Sag, I'm going to go into an extended reading, and in the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper into this message. We're going to see what else comes through. I am curious for it because it's interesting. Your messages usually have such a big story, narrative, we go on this journey together. But here, I don't know, I hope you got something out of it. But it does really feel like all these different channels of energy and information are all here. And it's like Spirit saying, what do you want the message to be, Sagittarius? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Yeah, that's something you need to know before the knocks arrive. All right, that's what I have for you. If you're interested in the extended, link is in the description box below. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's cool. Just trust that you received the message you got right here. All right, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.